Time to put a happy face on. Hey guys, welcome back to Pop Culture with Pat. So today we're going to be talking about Joker. So this is directed by Todd Phillips and, as you know, stars Joaquin Phoenix. Basically, the plot of this film is you have Arthur Fleck, played by Joaquin Phoenix, and the movie starts off and we see Arthur Fleck, and he's really trying his best to just kind of live the life that's presented with him. But as the film kind of it sort of progresses, life just kind of continuously like beats him down and beats him down. Different things happen to him, and as that happens, you slowly start to see the breakdown of this man's mentality, and then he slowly descends into madness by the end of the film. So that's the basic idea. This is like an origin story for the Joker. Something that in the comics they've given backgrounds or origins for the Joker, but a lot of them have been the Joker just kind of like making up different things. There's never been one true one. So to a degree, this is kind of like the first time really kind of giving like a origin story to this character. So I just, when this first came out, this was instantly something that was on my radar. I think Joaquin Phoenix is a great actor. So obviously him being on the project, really got me excited, and was curious with the director choice of, Todd Phillips, where he's done like The Hangover and stuff like that. A lot of times, more so like with like horror and stuff, that, a lot of the comedy directors that go from comedy to horror, and it ends up working out. So I was curious to see, going from comedy to something that looked a lot like darker, how that was going to work out. And we'll go ahead and just get into things that I liked about the film right now. So first off, I kind of, to just start things off too, is that I want to let you guys know, going into this film, this is not your typical comic book movie. I want to say, don't go into this expecting, like a Marvel movie, which I would hope you wouldn't because it's DC, but don't go into this expecting something like along the lines of that, or even really some of DC's recent films like Shazam, Aquaman, and stuff like that, that had kind of a little bit more of that like polished, almost kind of Marvel look. It's not like that at all. This is, a character study. Again, this is an origin story for the Joker, and it's definitely more of a slow burn, bleak, and just darker, film overall. So this is something that, I could see some people, and maybe that's why some of these, critics, because on like Rotten Tomatoes, it has, last I looked, like a 69% or something, have given it a bad grade. I know the other thing is also the whole, this movie, promotes violence and stuff like that, which I think is kind of a stupid reason to give a movie a bad rating. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of give that disclaimer, so that way you guys, you know what you're getting into, that this is a more of a slow burn, really focusing on the Arthur Fleck character and how he goes from Arthur Fleck to becoming, the Joker. So just a heads up on that way you know what you're getting into. That's what I went in, expecting. And I think that, it really helped out for me. Now, as far as Joaquin Phoenix, I thought his performance was absolutely amazing. Walking out of the theater, I was talking with my friends, and I honestly think, I've actually seen some people say that he's even better, but I think he's right up there with like Heath Ledger's performance. And, everyone loved Heath Ledger. I thought, obviously he did a great job, but Joaquin, man, walking out of that movie, there was just like certain scenes throughout the film where I was like, wow, like I was blown away. So he definitely put in a solid performance. You can tell that he gave it all to this character. And, like I kind of just mentioned, a second ago, that there were moments in this film where I actually thought that, Arthur Fleck / like the Joker was actually like pretty creepy and actually kind of scary, because I think, a few things, just because like, I think up to this point, this might be the most like realistic portrayal of like, the Joker, and like this could like, actually really happen to, to someone. It kind of like fits in with like the Nolan universe. So again, kind of with like Heath Ledger, like that situation, you can kind of see that like happening to a degree. So I think that's why it really worked for me, just because he was super creepy. This could totally, to a degree, like happen with someone. So that really added to the character. And then his laugh, I thought was excellent as well. And there's actually a nice little twist with like the Joker character that they put in that I won't go into detail, just because I want you guys to see the film and kind of see that reveal, because I thought that was really cool and something that added to the film overall. Now, as far as Todd Phillips goes, the director, man, this film was shot beautifully, and I say that, and it was definitely like it was a dark film. It was very bleak. It was very gritty. But I think that that really helped with this kind of film, because that's what you kind of expect when you think of like Gotham. At least like when I think of it, that's like kind of what like I envision. So I feel like did a really good job with that. Just everything, how everything looked. I thought there were some beautiful shots. So that was that on top of the the score. And then just like Joaquin Phoenix's performance, I think all those things working so well together really kind of complemented each other and added so much, several layers to the film that, doesn't happen that often. So that was something that was really nice. And again, like I kind of mentioned, this is more than just a, your typical like comic book movie. This movie does touch on several, different topics and important things, mental illness, bullying and different things like that. And like I told you guys that I think I've seen like a lot of like the big time like critics kind of giving this a bad rap because it promotes violence. But if you're really only like if you're going into this film focusing on that, I think that's kind of stupid and really like narrow minded, because this movie has a lot more to say than just, yes, sure, there is some violent acts in the movie. Like, definitely not going to deny that. Is it as bad as some people are like making it out to be? I feel like that might be a little like overhyped. It's definitely not as like brutal or violent as like some films that I've seen. But there is some dark stuff in there. It's definitely dark, gritty, but and like a realistic kind of like take on things. But this is some of these situations and stuff are things that we have going on like in this world right now, going on with like certain people. So I feel like maybe that's why some of these critics are kind of are giving it like a bad rap and things like that, because they don't want to look at those like certain issues. So it's more than just a comic book movie. It's just a great like film like overall, and it presents like issues that are currently going on in the world today, and it made you really talk about the film like afterwards. So that was something that I really enjoyed. Man, the last 20 to 30 minutes of this film, holy crap, were so great. Like, I thought the the ending and everything was fantastic. You don't really, and this isn't like a spoiler, but you don't really get to see Arthur go from Arthur Fleck to like Joker until basically that like last 20 like 30 minutes. There's definitely like hints at it and stuff throughout the rest of the film, but he doesn't go like full on basically until like kind of the end. So heads up on that. But I mean, when he does, there is some excellent scenes there. Some like crazy stuff happens, and I walked out of that film just being like, wow. Like I said, we walked out of the film, and there was a bunch of us that went to go see this, and we were all talking about this film out in the lobby for a little bit. And then even like I saw this on Friday night, so even like yesterday, me and a couple of my friends were talking about this movie as well. So it's always a good sign when you're still talking about a movie a couple days or whatever, like after you've seen the film. So overall, man, as far as a grade for this film, like I'm definitely gonna give this a solid like 9 out of 10. I love this movie. I can't wait to see it again. I know some people are like saying that it's it's hard to like, how many times are people gonna want to go see this movie, just because of like how bleak and dark it is or whatever. But I can't wait to see this movie again. I'm definitely going to be picking it up when it comes out, and this so far is most certainly on my favorite movies of the year. So I was very happy with what they put out. I was really looking forward to this. So anytime that happens, try not to go in with like too much hype, because I don't want to be let down. But I feel like for me, this delivered on all levels. So was really happy with that. And Joaquin Phoenix, he definitely put in a solid performance as Arthur Fleck and the Joker. So let me know what your guys' thoughts are down below in the comments. Have you seen the film? What are your thoughts are overall? Try and remain spoiler free. It still is like opening weekend, so want to give people a chance to see it. But let me know what you thought down below. And, what is your favorite Joker performance, to date? Let me know down in the comments below as well. So, and also, guys, if you are new to the channel, as always, make sure to hit subscribe and the bell button next to it. That way you get notifications for all my new videos that, come out. And as always, guys, make sure to check back for more Pop Culture with Pat.